Shalom. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Justin. Justin, average guy, but not like this. I am just an average guy. And I live somewhere around the world, probably. Not Jewish. Don't have a Jewish family. Never been to Israel, this place. Know nothing about this place. And probably, if you come to me and you throw the name Israel at me, then I guess I have a few first impressions that pop into my head. So help me out a little bit. Israel is the Holy Land, right? So probably a lot of old holy places like you probably saw in Jerusalem or elsewhere. And it's all about religion, right? Israel is all about religion, so probably some weird Jewish monks pop into my head. And we're in the middle of the desert, right? So Israel is all about desert. And of course Israel is all about
war.
War, thank you. The world capital of violence, terror, intifadas, and wars. So this is probably Israel. But me, Justin, let me tell you something about myself. I work in an investment house somewhere around the world, wherever I work. And I read Bloomberg from time to time, and I just saw this a week ago. Let me help you out with this. Israel, under threat of war from its neighbors since being founded in 1948, produced better risk-adjusted returns than all other developed stock markets in the past decade as the technology-driven economy attracted global investors. Now, I have my first impressions. I see something like this. What am I supposed to understand? I'm supposed to recommend my clients to invest their money in a war zone? I mean, come on. Something here doesn't add up. So either somebody gave a big check to Bloomberg, right? Or I got something wrong from the news. And there are a lot of Justin average guys out there in the world. Now, my name is obviously not just an average guy. My name is Assaf Luxembourg. I'm 27 years old, and I work in the Ministry of Finance at the International Growth Department. Now, it just so happens that I have a network of ex-Mossad spies working for me, believe it or not, and it just so happens that they briefed me today because they're serving the country all day long, and they came across you guys, believe it or not, and you were spotted in Tel Aviv, right there, which is over there, and that building, and you were sitting in some hall, and some foreign ambassadors who are stationed in Israel came right after the other and tried to convince you why you should do business in their country, right? So I guess one of them probably mentioned, Ford, saying their country is first in the world ass, blah, 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 blah. And another guy mentioned the Washington Post, saying his country is best for business. And someone else brought Bloomberg and said that according to Bloomberg, their country is better than blah, 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 blah. And another guy mentioned the Financial Times and said that according to the Financial Times, their country is best in the world ass. Now, my spies are good because they didn't just tell me what was there, they also told me what was not there. Nobody from Israel came and presented Israel. And it figures because you are in Israel. So I just want to close the unfinished business and give a fair fight to my fellow ambassadors. So World Economic Forum, we all know them, right? Guys from Davos every year, and they produce a lot of publications ranking countries, etc. And IMD, which is a very famous business school that does the same, and they're both very common for economists to use. So just to give a fair fight to my fellow ambassadors, Israel first in the world in scientific research, entrepreneurship, information technology skills, and expenditure on R&D. Second in the world for innovative capacity, second in the world for venture capital, and third in the world for utility patents per million population, and the list goes on and on and on. Now I know they try to persuade you why you should do business in their countries, but I don't want to talk about the Israeli economy by convincing you why you should invest your money or you should bring your business here, because it's not that interesting. I want to do something else. I want to sum this week for you. And I know you've been to a lot of places. Again, I have my sources. And give you the background for this story. So I want to answer two basic questions. I don't want to talk about politics. So it's not going to be about government policy or whatever. And I don't want to bore you to death with figures and graphs. I'm sure you've seen some this week. It's not interesting. I want to answer two basic questions. First one is, what's the story with the Israeli economy? Because you've seen some maybe interesting companies, you visited some places, you talked to some people. And what's the background story of this place? What's the common denominator, thank you, of all of them? But before we answer this question, there's an even earlier question that at least pops into my mind, me, just an average guy. Why should I care?